Hey everybody, welcome back to the Avoiding Broke podcast, and what a beautiful, beautiful Sunday morning that we've got here. Guys, the last few months, we're here in May 2022, the last few months have really been a story of challenge, financial challenge facing a lot of people, poverty really flowing through and putting incredible pressures on people to try to just live in a basic way. Notwithstanding anything that's happening economically, politically, notwithstanding any of those bigger factors, people have been under incredible pressure, incredible strain, and it's been very, very hard to see. And as much as anything, we hope people can find a way to work themselves out through these troubling times. One thing that I really think about when looking at where people find themselves right now is a saying that the Romans used to have, which is that you should sweat more in training so that you bleed less in war. And when we really try to unpack what that type of saying means, there is a whole lot of personal preparation, personal discipline, personal time and commitment that we can put into what we're doing and how we do it in order to make sure we are prepared for tougher times. There's a lot that we can do. And, when we think about our situations financially, when we think about where we find ourselves, there is a huge opportunity, I think, in terms of, firstly, our personal budgeting. Because however we want to cut it, right now, when you face economic uncertainty, the money you've got left in your account and how you can deploy it is the first almost barrier, the first defense you really got against really tough times. And I know that may seem obvious, and frankly, if you're just kind of living hand to mouth, if you're just getting by, talking about having money left over is sometimes not the most obvious thing to happen. Now, of course, what we all need to be doing is revising simply what we spend, where we spend it, how we spend it, why we spend it. And if anything does not fit, it's got to go. If you've been following us on YouTube, you can see that recently we cancelled sports, we cancelled movies, we've deleted Uber Eats, and we've deleted Deliveroo. These are massive gestures to help getting our finances in a healthier position. Now, net, frankly, we're doing, I suppose, reasonably well, but it doesn't change the fact that the simple principles exist for a reason. And it means that whenever times get tough, you've got to react. And this is part of the reaction that we're pushing through. On top of that, there has been no discretionary spending on things like clothes or any random kind of material stuff, electronics, all this kind of stuff. That's gone as well. So when you really think about it, those initial, immediately easy options, they're there and all of us can take them. Revise what you spend on entertainment, television, sports. It's got to go. Revise what you spend on things like your nutrition, where you've got decent, different options. So Uber Eats, Deliveroo. Honestly, the best thing is don't just say you won't go there. Get rid of the app, and I promise you, it will become so much easier not to spend. And then, of course, the next thing is just looking at all of the discretionary stuff. Like I've said, clothes, electronics, all that kind of stuff where you genuinely don't need to spend the money. Just don't. Quite simply don't. I know it may seem obvious, but again, it takes seconds, absolutely takes seconds to buy a load of material stuff that you don't need. And it then takes a lifetime to sometimes recover from the financial impact of doing that. That's kind of almost for me, step one, is the basic get yourself prepared financially, the kind of really key, easily accessible options. An important step two then is to work on some of the softer skills that we need through tough times. Guys, if you really step back and think about what we're seeing here, a lot of the time now and a lot of the financial impact that people are struggling with is very, very similar to when the whole COVID crisis hit, when people were laid off from work and when people were going on to furlough. We saw a very, very, very similar impact on the cost of living and how people were struggling to make ends meet. At that time, the key things that were really able to help people, and it's easily achievable: getting enough sleep, meditating daily. So that meditation is all about making sure you have got that kind of inner state to take on the problems that may arise. Getting enough sleep is incredibly important for your ability to simply function through uncertain times as and when they arise, but also just to keep you fundamentally quite healthy. Journal daily. There is absolutely proven scientific evidence to say that if you journal daily, your ability to write down your thoughts and reflect on them improves your overall well-being and health now, as well as your cognitive ability to process problems. So just doing those kind of very simple things. I'm just suggesting 3 for now. Journal, meditate, and get enough sleep. Just do those simple things. They will absolutely give you a benefit when it comes to your ability to be healthy and to process things, just that mental strength and energy and ability to process things. My bet, and I made this bet at COVID and it really paid off quite big. My bet is if we can get to a point where we're stripping things back and keeping it basic and simpler, we're going to be able to ride out this whole cost of living crisis a lot easier. Now, I'm not saying it will be simple, but what I am saying is that we should be better equipped to deal with the uncertain. Get away from the screens, get out into nature, get enough sleep, do the meditation, do the journaling, eat the healthy food. I think getting those things right, just really, really giving that some proper attention and deciding to take that seriously for even 30 days to begin with, it could be a game changer. It's what we're going to do now. It's what we did during COVID. We did it right at the beginning. If you go back to our earlier podcast, we cover this stuff extensively. And we managed to make a relatively successful time from the COVID period. Obviously it was very tough for many, many reasons, but we still managed to achieve a lot of growth as a unit and as individuals during that time because we got the basics right. And that's what this is all about, guys. When times are really tough, you need to go back to basics. And as the Romans say, we need to sweat more in training so that we bleed less in war. Look, as ever, guys, this podcast is where to find us, as well as on TikTok, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook. We're on all the platforms. Hit us up, share with us how you're doing, share with us any questions, and let's keep moving forward together. But crucially at this time, let's move forward with that open-minded attention that we've seen this kind of thing happen before. COVID almost hit us in this same way before, and now is the time to learn from that, build new and evolved skills, take those forward, and make sure we look after ourselves and our units. All right, guys, till next week, I'll speak to you soon. Take care. Bye.